everything starts with this. 1 byte, 8 bits, just enough to store a single letter like this A. In our world, this tiny cube is just 1 centimeter wide. Here's our first jump, 1 kilobyte. That's roughly 1,000 of these tiny cubes arranged in a simple 10 by 10 by 10 grid. Technically, it's 1024 bytes, but visually, this gets the idea across. Back in early 80s, arcade games like Space Invaders ran on just 8 KB of ROM. Today, an empty text file is only a few bytes. 1 kilobyte, that's a short tweet or a few lines of code. Scale it up again, and now we hit 1 megabyte. A megabyte is roughly the size of a 3.5-inch floppy disk, the thing people once used to save homework and boot games. Back in the late 1970s, IBM's Winchester drive held 35 megabytes in a 25-pound module, about the size of a shoebox, and it cost around $10,000, the price of a brand new car at the time. And now visually, that translates into this, a 1 meter cube built from 1,000,000 bytes. Scale it up one more time and we arrive at the gigabyte. 1 gigabyte gives you about 1,000 high-resolution photos or a full HD movie. In the year 2000, the largest consumer drive you could buy was just 75 gigabytes, and even a single gigabyte still felt enormous. For most of us, this is the moment when storage finally started to feel big. Scale it up again and the gigabyte becomes a terabyte. Today, your phone probably has 512 gigs or a full terabyte. But in our visualization, 1 terabyte is a 110-meter block of pure data, taller than the Statue of Liberty, taller than the Big Ben, and almost 40 stories high. And all of that fits in your pocket today. And here's the crazy part. Your phone right now has more storage than every computer on Earth combined in the entire 1980s. Step up again and we enter territory where laptops give up and data centers begin. 1 petabyte. That's 500 million pages of plain text. Enough to print a stack of paper 1/8 of the way to the moon, over 50,000 kilometers high. And in our visualization, 1 petabyte becomes a glowing megacube stretching more than a full kilometer on every side. Now we enter internet scale. 1 exabyte. Today, we generate more than 13 exabytes every single day. That's the equivalent of streaming every movie ever made, not once, but roughly 150 times per day. And in our visualization, it becomes an 11-kilometer cube, big enough to swallow entire neighborhoods. Scale it one more time and we now get a 110-kilometer cube. 1 zettabyte. By 2020, humanity had already created and replicated 64 zettabytes. And by 2025, that total is projected to reach nearly 181 zettabytes, almost triple in just 5 years. Scale it one final time and we now reach a 1,000-kilometer cube. 1 yottabyte. A number so vast that no device on Earth comes close to holding it. Even if we used every storage drive humanity produces in a year, over 1 zettabyte, It would take more than 1,000 years to build up just 1 yottabyte. This cube marks the upper limit of today's data measurement, the edge of what we can even name. Beyond it stretches the true universe of information, growing faster than we can comprehend. And it all begins with a single byte, 8 bits, 1 tiny cube. This is the real scale of data. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.